Hello everybody, welcome, round 2 tonight, of course, season 4, F1 2019. Tonight we here at Baku in Azerbaijan. Qualifying 1 set to get underway very shortly. Let's see who's going to go out there first tonight to get a lap on the board. Okay, and as I was about to say, nobody in a hurry, where we go. Staffy getting things underway. Ready for these guys to get out, then we can start looking at laps. Right, so we can see what the tyres are like. Of course, we're not going to talk about it a lot. It's just for you guys viewing, just to see who's on what tyre.
The resemblance to Josh is striking, isn't it?
Oh boy, a couple of guys already having problems getting in. Internet not the best in recent weeks. Couple of guys complaining. Guys still not able to join the lobby. And we actually got Gaffpig here. Was also very doubtful for tonight, so let's all hope his internet is holding up tonight. Of course, always sad to see guys battling with connection. Always nice to have full grid. But with that said, also a much better turnout compared to last week. Of course, last week just a handful of riders. Of course, tonight already 17. Boy 45 just going slow here. Of course, it's all about just getting a gap between him and the car in front. Last thing you want is to go for it and then find yourself chasing down the guy in front. Of course, that will affect your lap. Welcome back also Robo Jeep tonight and South 1 Quinton, so both Haas drivers on the grid. Pajama Lama back in action. Spring Raptor, of course, one of our reserve drivers in tonight. Taking control of his much beloved Ferrari. Of course, both Williams tonight on the grid with Gaffpig back in action, so good for Williams as well. Just got Boinkies, of course, they're missing his teammate. Fortunately, due to work commitments, it's a bit of a challenge for him to make the F1 race. Of course, there's always the F1 2 race also later. So far, he's been lucky to join that, so we might actually see Matt a little later. Staffy for now goes fast as 140.7, but surely that will be beaten. I think, here we go, 139.7, a second faster by Boinkies. Boinkies just missing Erkies tonight, otherwise it would have been a big thing. Oh, Carboy 45 has left the session. Unfortunately, and there goes 55, I was just about to say, and 55. Unfortunately, it is one of those things, if one goes, the other one also disconnect. It is unfortunately a connectivity issue, which is on their side. Let's hope they can actually get back in here and of course proceed with qualifying. Not Fernando in the pit. Looks like he is going out. Yep, indeed. Of course, his teammates still there, wires. Of course, not Fernando had a good race last week. Was in second place and right at the end, unfortunate to crash it in China. But did manage still to get some points there as he was classified. And then still got his second place there in the F2 race. Of course, speaking of which, for those of you who are new to the stream, just to explain to you, we do full qualifying. Qualifying, of course, 1, 2, 3. Then there's a 50% race distance F1. And of course then there's the 50% race distance F2 race, which of course is reverse grid order to the F1 race. Bonus points, of course, 5 extra points for the pole sitter, and then of course fastest lap 1 point in both races. There's no qualifying of course in F2, but there is a formation lap as well. TNB Wazzy, welcome back. Not hijacked tonight. Oh, there's some contact there. Ooh, nasty. I think there might have been a misunderstanding there between Wazzy and not Fernando. Wazzy tried to take, Wazzy wanting to go on the inside. Not Fernando wanted to get out of his way, not realizing he's going on the inside. Wazzy unfortunately got some damage to his wing as a result. Diving back into the pit to change wing. Luckily, still good time left, 11 minutes to go still. Boinky still the fastest at the moment. Oh, and Staffy retired. No, but I think no, that's Staffy just selecting retirement. He had enough. Enough's enough. He's happy. Meow woof. So Staffy happy. He's confident he's through to the next session. We will lose 2 drivers after the session, of course. And looking at the times at the moment, there is 2 drivers slower than Staffy at the moment, so he's on that alone he is safe. But of course, still more than half of the grid still to post some lap times. So it's only like 100s between Raptor and Boinkies. Nesmax also up in the mix of 140.4. But a couple of guys already, I'm thinking there's a bit of sandbags still in, cement bags, mind you, in those cars at this stage. We still need to drop those bags and then we will see some real lap times. But of course we will only see that probably in Q3, maybe Q2. Now it's all about just getting through to that next session and don't risk a car too much, and we don't want to put in the barrier, of course, when your entire qualifying is over. Because retiring here means you're out for Q2 and Q3, of course. And of course, and Barena as well, just like last season, teammate to Wazzy. Oh, and yeah, have a big moment being to Castle Corner, clipped inside barrier just to spin around. Very nasty place. Keeping it cool, reversing himself out of trouble there. Luckily avoiding contact. Very nasty one there. But well done, keeping it going, recovered. Of course, no front wing. So both Renaults losing front wing. Oh, and Muna just pushed it too much. Oh, no. No front wing, no downforce, and the car's always going to go wide. And that's Muna out of the session. So Muna is our first retirement. Still no wires yet, and Fernando also jumped back into the pits. He abandoned that lap he tried to go for. Pajama Alarm currently in 9th fair, 142.3. I'm sure he can go faster than that even. But yeah, still early days. You don't know the extent of those cement bags on the cars at this stage. Raptor pushing, see if he can get that 100 and improve on the time Boinky set. Not sure at the moment why you want to risk it. Still early days. Muna, at least you, there's nothing wrong with actually starting at the back. I think on a track like this, it might actually be a much safer bet starting at the back. I foresee a lot of incidents tonight, and a lot of guys already mentioning the tight corners. So yeah, some of the guys might have a tough time tonight. Let's see if Steph can actually improve on his performance of last week. Of course, pole position, pole sitter, led for a couple of laps, and then yeah, things started going pear-shaped. So Steph, let's see what you can do tonight, please. There's some good points up for grab this season. With Matta having a bit of a trouble joining the F1 race, come on, there's a chance for a new champion. It's all about consistency, mate. And no, don't worry about some other enemies of yours. Think about the bigger picture. You want those points. Wazi's out, so remaining Renault. Oh, and again, there's no front wing on that Renault. The Renault boys just can't keep their front wings tonight. I hope Renault brought extra wings because this is already like the third front wing and it's only Q1. Robo Jeep currently there on a hot lap coming through Castle Corner. Pretty close to the barrier, but he keeps it clean. Of course, his teammate currently sitting in third place. Just maybe a little too much throttle there. It's coming very close to the barriers again. And Raptor retired. That's Raptor, he decided that's it, he's fine, he's confident, he did enough. So far, only one of two drivers under the 140. Robo Jeep currently 5th now after completing that lap, 140.6. Up there with Gav Peak and Nismax. And 5 tenths off from his teammate. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining. Carter Boy 55, Byron and Wazi going out. Of course, Wazi need to go out, didn't set the lap as yet. There's still one driver to be eliminated after this session. It's all about now getting the time, and Wazi and Wires of course need to still set some lap times here. Oh, and Wires retired. But he did post a 141, so it looks like he did post a time and then chose to retire. So that should be enough to take you through to the next session. Guys in the 142s are not so safe at the moment. Byron at the moment still on the border there. Cut off space, not a very comfortable position to be in, but at the moment he's going through to the next session. But Wazi, of course, he's out there, out on his out lap. Can he actually keep it clean this time, keep his wing and actually set the time? We'll have to wait and see. So hope Renault's not cursed. Maybe his hijackers did a crazy spell on him, you'll never know. And there we go, Wazzy actually starts a hot lap. Just over 2 minutes to go, pretty much one lap. Couple of guys in the pits, Carboy 45 out there in the out lap, couple of guys on track. At the moment Carboy 45 faster than 55. Was he coming through Castle Corner, of course keeping it clean, keeping it out of the barriers, much better. Of course that first one was not his fault, misunderstanding with him and another driver, luckily no serious damage. Still I live to breathe another day, and here we are. Still only the two drivers who managed to go under the 1 minute 40s, Boinkies and Raptor. See what Wazzy can do, coming up to the start finish line now. DRS wide open, fast pit lane, let's see. And Wazzy puts it into 9th. I think it's his best time, but of course that's all he wants for now, is just to get that time on the board, have an idea, you know, have that anchor lap, and he can work on that from here on. But importantly, he's safe, he's through to the next session. So we lost Vamuna, of course, with an unfortunate retirement there, and Byron also now in the drop zone with the time of 1:43.009. See if Byron is on the hard lap. Let's see if he can make any inroads on that time. As Max now also said enough, he's happy. Waiting here for Byron to come over. Let's see if he can actually improve that time with his Greenwood game also had enough. He's happy to go through. No, Byron not as yet, but he's got one more lap, but now it goes a little bit too deep in there. That would have cost him. He did make it through in time. If he can get some time back, have one final go here, if he's of course got enough fuel in the tank as well. Don't know exactly what's his fuel load. Ooh, contact there with a barrier, luckily no damage. Castle corner, always tricky, not this time around, keeping it clean. Not attacking the corners as hard, very cautious. Was he also deciding he's safe, he's had enough, retires. Ooh, very close to the barrier. Oh, little contact there. Very cautious in the corners, but of course not a bad strategy for the race. All you need to do is keep it clean. Anything can happen in front of you. Some guys will actually make mistakes, or there might be incidents, and that's where you're going to get your positions. And of course, consistency is always key. So Byron did not manage to improve, so that will take him out of the rest of qualifying. Byron and Muna both retiring, well, both out after the session. Just waiting for Calvi to retire. There we go. That will conclude this session. Just confirmation of your top three: Boinkies, Raptor and RoboJeep. RoboJeep did to improve his time at the end, just over 140. But of course that doesn't count. It's only what you worried about Q3, of course. That's your starting position, and of course now Q2 coming up. That's about the tyre choice. What tyre are you going to choose to start the race on? And of course, will you be quick enough on that tyre? So several guys, of course, will go for the harder tyre to go a longer stint when the race starts. But if you don't have a pace on it, it might not be worth it. So let's see what happens. Just a reminder to all of you watching, of course, as always, you know the drill. For those of you who's been here before, please feel free to share your comments here and be part of the chat. For the new guys, by all means, post a comment, share, like, feel free. Always nice to chat to you guys, of course. Right, Q2 is underway. Let's see who's going to blink first this time. Will it be Staffy again? Of course, it's another thing, both McLarens also on the grid tonight. Springbok Gamer back in action. Staffy tried, but he got beaten by us. Quentin, the first guy out. Sorry Woefie, die haasiekie was te vinnig vir jou. Both car boys actually out on out laps. Got then also not Fernando on the out there. A couple of guys actually in close vicinity as well. Springbok Gamer out, why is he also out? Nee, ek sien Dirkie, die kaptein is lekker vanaand. Ek sien hy loop mooi, lekker. Joy boet. En hy verskoonpad te veel van hy lieflike voggies gee nie, hoor. Dirk putting his lekker there makes me think of Zurdu. Of course, one guy we're missing tonight, missing in action, is Bajaj. Of course, he's not in town, not able to make it tonight, and we also might not see him next week. Unfortunately, also work commitments. Life still happens. As much as we enjoy having the guys here, life still happens, and you still have your priorities. Of course, you need to make sure your priorities in the right place. As much as you want to do this, you also need to make sure real life still happens. Right, let's see what time Quentin can put down. Of course, the guy is on the hard tires, so I just want to quickly make a quick change. Sorry about that, should have done it earlier. so that everybody can see. I'm not gonna mention it, so but you as viewers can see who's on what. Oh, and Williams there with a big moment, and it looks like it is the pig. Also on hard tires. Yep, it's the pig. Oh no! Really spun around in a very weird place. Straight track, but then again, you leave it to the pig. Pig who can do anything that will be out of ordinary. Not Fernando goes fastest for now, 141.7, faster than Quinton, who just went provisionally fastest. Springbok came responsible for 141.2 on soft tires. Wazi 139.3. Welcome Wazi. Oh, the pig retired from qualifying. Of course, he will still be able to make the race, but that means he's our first guy out of Q2. 4 more drivers up for elimination, because only the top 10 will proceed to Q3. Ooh, nicely done there, Boinkies, avoiding the back end view of that stricken Williams. Boinkies go second at the moment, 140.7. 2 guys so far under the 141s, him and Wazi. Staff here 143, surely he will obviously have to, well, he has to improve on it. 143 was not enough in Q1, so it will definitely not be enough here. See what he can do on that tires. No, he dives into the pits. Maybe he changed his mind, he might go for a different compound. Unless you want to play the long game. Oh, and Carl now out as well. 142 it might be that he actually feels he's done enough to make it through. Or obviously that he might have done the best possible with the car. We'll have to wait and see. Raptor 13V on outlap there. Just over 8 minutes left. So far still just for 2 drivers under the 141s. Raptor now coming down, home straight, towards start finish line. See what time he can put in. No, actually, no, sorry, he's actually just started the hard lap. Was on the hard lap. I thought he actually posted time already. Of course, Raptor standing in for RZDV tonight here in the Ferrari. Of course, just to, while we're talking about reserve drivers, just to remind you, the reserve driver, of course, get the points in the position he finished, of course, provided he's in the points. And the team that he raced for on the night gets the points as well. The reserve driver is not restricted to one team, because he can drive for whoever has got a seat available on the night. Here we go, and we still didn't see, yeah, no, Staffy's not going out as yet, maybe leaving it till late. Him and Carboy 45 at the moment, won the 143s. But then again, also still a lot of guys still to put a time on. Here we see Raptor coming again down the start finish straight. Let's see what happens. And Raptor puts it in 6 at the moment, the 142.1. Okay, if I look at those times, the 143 and then the 142 of Carl, that means Carl did not choose to retire. That's actual true retirement. He had an incident. Of course, did a much quicker time when Steph and Carboy classified above him, but of course, retirement puts him at the bottom. So that means him and Gafpick is eliminated. So 3 more drivers that we will lose at the end of the session. So just those 2 guys at the top there under 141. Several guys that were 140s in the first session, of course, most of those were on soft tires. Different story here now. Because this is also, you don't want to take out too much of a tire, because whatever tire you put your fastest lap in on will be the tire that you start the race on. Boy going very slow. Might, okay, yeah, that light is flashing. Might be very, he's running low on energy or fuel. Just cruising back on the way to the pit. Yeah, that's fuel saving. Just trying to get back to the pits now. But he's only done 1 lap, so unless he's just going slow on purpose. Raptor retired. Yeah, it looks like that is definitely by choice. The llama coming down the start finish line now. Garage goes open. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve on that time of earlier? No, not at the moment. Mr. KB45, see what he can do. Just under 3 minutes left. Pretty much a lap that you can get in, and of course you won't make it around to start another one, so maximum 2 laps that can still be done. Of course, provided you are on track in time. Got Nesmax actually there with Wazi and Boinkies also in the 140s, so that makes it the 3rd car into the 140s. I see Steph is happy with his position at the moment, he likes that. Well, Steph, not a problem there, you can actually choose tyres as well. And much better strategy perhaps from there, and of course anything can happen in front of you, so yeah, you never know. It's not all over, which is just to have a better start position, but of course races have been won from worse positions. Wires retired, of course that is also by choice. We also managed to get it into the 140s. Of course not a lot of guys still showing the true pace. We will only see that in Q3. It's all about now just to qualify for Q3 of course. No, Staffy said it's fine, he will take his position, he'll start outside the top 10. Stay out of trouble. If the other guys have a go at each other up front. Let's make sure I see, of course, so Boinkies, not Fernando, pulling the pits. They've done enough. Short can Carterboy 45 improve? No, he decides to jump into the pits, so that's his qualifying over as well. He will also unfortunately not make it through to the next round. Carterboy 55 on an out lap. Not sure why this time, but he will not make it through. No, surely he won't have enough time to make it through to the start finish line. Oh, and a huge corner cut there. And again, a huge corner cut. Now he's risking penalties. Even grip place penalty, never mind time penalty. Just to try to get it through, but there was just never going to be enough time, regardless if he made the corner or not. And even if he was on a hard lap, surely those corner cuts will not help his course. Because that lap time will be invalidated, especially with that huge corner cut. You could see that was intentional. Sure what he was thinking. Of course, yeah. And let's see what happens going forward. Springbok game up, 5th, 141. See what RoboJeep can do, last remaining driver out there. Just ahead of his teammate at the moment. Looks like the Haas team want to play the long game as well. RoboJeep, no, diving into the pits as well. Major lag there. Of course, a lot of guys might actually have lag tonight. Internet issues, we say it often. But just the last couple of weeks has been extra hard on the guys, if I can put it that way. Of course, always sad to see your connection not playing with. Waiting for RoboJeep to retire, then the session will be over. Right, there's your confirmation. Guys eliminated, of course, Kyle, Carterboy, Staffy, Carterboy 45 as well, and Gaff Peak. Of course, Gaff Peak didn't even post a time. Both Mercedes making it through to the last session as well as both Haas. Good teamwork. But Merck won the ball as well last week. Good teamwork. Was he the only man into the 159s? Of course now Q3 that will be a different ball game. Expect most of the front runners, if not all, to be in that 159s. Can we even see a 138? Well, it's possible. Let's wait and see. With that said, Q3 is officially underway. Who's gonna go out first? Who's gonna set the initial time? The banker lap, and Force was gonna go, but Boinky said no, I'm gonna beat you to this, I want out first. Because Boinky is a race winner last week of the F1 race, would like to repeat that performance. Looks like there's also a bit of lag. this match out as well, which is unusual. Normally someone will leave it till very last possible moment. Of course, already a much better start to the season for him compared to last season. Previous champion. Of course, Boinkies was a previous champion when there were still 2 tiers. Of course, he won tier 2 that season. TNB Wazive, of course, also a previous champion. Couple of champions there on the grid tonight. Gafbeek himself was also a league winner champion before, but just in recent weeks it looks like it's just not wanting to come together for him. Not sure if the head is in the right place, or if it's purely just bad connection, or what the case may be, but it just don't want to fall in place for him at the moment. But the big thing is he's actually still pitches up, he's still here, he still race. Because you can't win them all, it's all about just having fun as well. That's one of the big things we encourage here. Doesn't matter how fast or slow, it's all about having fun. Of course, keeping it clean. Right, and Boinkies will obviously, as he was first out, will start the first hot lap, followed by Raptor. Wazi and Quinton also now on the hot laps. Steph, Mr. Reliable when it comes to weather, do you by any chance have some info for me on weather for the race? Or anyone for that matter. So far qualifying is looking good weather wise. But Baku, of course, it's already challenging with the tight corners. But in the wet, this is something completely different. Especially if it's heavyweight. But then again, personally, I would prefer the wet track. So much better than that intermediate type rain, a little snotty type track. Not too wet, but just enough to cause havoc. Rather go full wet. But yeah, that's just me. Boinkies coming down the start finish line, followed closely by Raptor. Let's see what lap times we get. Boinkies 139.6, Raptor 140.1, South 1 Quinton 139.9. Very close to each other, the three of them. And Wazi 138.7, there we go, there's our 138 that we were talking about. And actually see it very early, almost a full second quicker. Well done, Wazi, where have you been? Of course, that's Wazi for you, gets hijacked every odd Friday night, and when the race he pitch up, he rocks up in style. Thanks anyway, Steph, no problem. I was just hoping, but don't worry. Let's hope for the best. Quinton, ooh, this looks like Castle Corner. Yep. Now he's going to have to hit reverse, get the guys behind him out of the way, so he will try to reverse it. There we go. Of course, missed his braking point. Soft one, that is payback, giving the Pika a hard time about the same place earlier in the practice session you had before the race. Carboy 45 has left the session. What does it mean for? Yeah, there we go. As I was just about to ask question, 55 follows hot pursuit. Nothing new. Of course, Quinton gave the Peak a hard time because we're in the practice session they had just before the race started. Peak actually spun the in Castle corner and he went the wrong way. Well, Quinton, you see, karma is a funny thing. Smacked in the pits. So is Raptor, Quinton, Boinkies and Wazzy of course. These guys will just do the relevant, maybe new boots even, and try to have another go at it. Well, there's plenty of time left. Steffi, that will be, well, affirmative. That's affirmative. That's his new PSN ID. He decided he's not so wild anymore. He'd rather want to be a soft one. And KB55 managed to rejoin. Of course, you can still make it, but you have to rejoin before the race starts. Of course, you need to be in the lobby by the time it goes over from Q3 to the actual race. Yeah, so Safwan decided to become a little bit more chillaxed and quiet down. Doesn't want to be so wild anymore. He's a bit tame now, so changed his PSN ID. Of course, still the same rider, just a new name. Couple of guys changing their online IDs in the last couple of months after, of course, it was announced that you can do so compared to what they used to be. Boinkies, of course, was one of them. Raptor as well. And of course, not Fernando was one as well. And of course, don't leave out Mr. Lama. See a couple of people joining as well. Just a reminder for all of you, well, please feel free to be part of the chat, post your comments there, and I will, just respond to you, talk back via typing, and I will do it verbally. So waiting for Lama to post the time. He is on track, he's on our lap. Why is he to put the time up as well? He's still in the pit. Still no change in front, still Wazzy. Still Boinkies in second, Rover Jeep at the moment third, 139.8. What can Lama do? Nice and tidy so far. Coming back to Steffi's earlier comment of 11th perfect. Well, I had a session earlier this week where I helped out on our sister stream, if I can call it that. I was privileged to be joined by Springbok Gamer. Of course, he said it there as well. If you look at 10th and 11th is a better place. You actually have a better strategy because you can change tyres before the start of the race. So, not a bad thing. And of course, we saw it before. A couple of guys actually started way back as far as to the end, back of the grid, and they actually managed to achieve podium finishes. So anything is possible. Of course, 50%. It sounds short, but it's challenging. Trust me. One blink too many, and you can put it into a barrier, especially on a track like this. You need to stay alert and keep the concentration the whole time. Can anyone join Wazzy V in the 138? Why is still not out? Don't think he's gonna put in a time. Don't think so. 1 minute, just over a minute. There's not enough time to come around and actually start our lap. So he's obviously decided he's going to take 10th. He's happy with that and start from there. I want to go out there and destroy a set of boots. course, Wazi still with 138, and then Boinkies, Robo Jeep, and Quentin all three in the 139s. Raptor currently in 5th on a 140.1. Oh, and Raptor now missed his breakpoint into Castle Corner. Castle Corner never easy. Oh, and Raptor also decided to retire now. Well, it did say retire and he's showing us retire. There we go, now the car's pulling it off track. For those of you listening, drivers wise, guys, just a reminder to make sure that you don't do just what we just saw now. Don't just retire it immediately right beyond the spot. Because if AI takes control of that car, it's going to cause havoc. Rather take it way off track and win, or unless you make it all the way to the pit. Please guys, it's also part of our rules. No one else in the 138s, but Wazi decides 138.7 is not enough. He's happy to go again and we do a 138.4. Because Boinky's actually improved on his time as well, a 139.3, which means Wazi is still just under a second faster than Boinky's. Of course, last night we did Project Cars, also there for first day night racing. Wazi was there as well, and he actually won last night's race. So confidence is very high, good form, regained that old Wazi competitiveness. So I think he's in the groove tonight. So we can expect some good things from him. Let's hope there's no incidents or things go wrong. But so far so good, but I don't want to curse the poor oak. Ridiculous, Steffi. Wil jy hom report? Because he is actually in contravention of the rules actually. Nesmax improves from where he was earlier, of course, earlier 6th, now being 3rd. Nice to see him up front as well. There you go, that's how your top 10 line up for the race. TNB Wazi, of course, 138.4. Staffy saying that is what he meant with ridiculous, that 138. I agree, that is ridiculously fast, almost a full second. So Wazi, pole sitter, Boinky second with Nismax third, Robo Jeep and Quentin, both ours will start 4th and 5th respectively. Raptor 6th, Springbok Gamer 7th, Not Fernando 8th, Lama 9th, and Wires, who didn't set a time, they're in 10th. And on to the race we will go. Of course, there will just be a little delay before the race starts, just waiting for all the guys to finalize the race strategy. Of course, once the first person finish it, there will be a countdown. I think you get like 30 seconds to finish and then the race of course will go. But there will be the formation lap, of course, as always. Right, all 17 guys that started Q1, looks like we're all still here. There we go, a couple of guys ready, countdown started. Waiting for the last few guys, all for the time to run out. Then we will get going with a formation lap. Can Steffi make it 2 out of 2 tonight? But then again, he was on pole last week, so he didn't have far to go, so he were in position. So Steph, can you behave tonight? Of course, Steph, I'm just teasing there. Right, here we go. Formation lap is underway.
Yes, and I really enjoyed not having anyone walk into the master bedroom wearing their shoes and feeling dirty and germs from all over the city.
Of course, one Renault leading the grid, one Renault closing the grid. Of course, early predictions not looking good for Vermuna, but of course, 50% long race, anything can happen. It's not necessarily a bad place. If he can get passes at the right places, keep it clean, he can make up positions. He's got the pace. Also a guy that can actually be on his game big time on the night. Of course, missed a couple of races looking at other racing leagues as well due to work commitments. This is pretty much back from yesterday, so of course if you do miss a couple, call it out of practice if you want. Always nice to have a continuous go when you're in it. But yeah, let's see what happens. Still, the race didn't even start yet, so yeah, we'll see how it unfolds. Everybody got away. Oh, there we go. I was just about to say, we actually have someone. YS didn't get away. I wonder if he's actually got control of his car, because he didn't post a lap time and now he's also standing still there. Doesn't look like he hit something on the start, which would put you automatically back on the grid and having to wait for him to finish the formation lap. It looks like it's just him standing still. Which is pretty much what happened to him last week as well in the F2 race, and as a result he actually got disqualified. Of course, if you don't start the race, you stand still. After a couple of seconds you get the DQ sign. Waji bringing him around now to the grid, waiting for everybody to make their way, and so the grid is reformed and then we can get going. And Vermuna lining up here at the back, final car taking his position on the grid. And there will be that green flag, of course, picture of that marshal running in the back. And then the lights. Oh, we're going to see all five tonight. On the screen there, but in the back, and we can see, and it's a go. Boinkies have a good start, so that Wazi on Nismax will fly, and Boinkies actually jumps Wazi. Nismax is well on the inside, bit of contact, and Boinkies goes wide, allows both Nismax and Wazi through. Nismax Wazi going to go, oh, and that is Robo Jeep actually driving into Wazi. Not what we wanted. That was from that angle we saw there, that was all Robo Jeep running full into Wazi. No guys, this is not on, that is not good sportsmanship. Unfortunately, this is not the first time that the same rider actually are involved in something like this. And we lost Carter Boy 45. Wazi now seriously his race compromised, but it looks like he did get away without damage. And as I said, he actually makes contact with Staffy, who couldn't get away into Castle Corner. And here we got another retirement. Byron out. Down to 15 runners. Nismax leading. Can the jet fuel work tonight? Boinky is also one of the guys who actually got punished, if I want to, for being in front with that incident. He and Wazi currently running still with each other at the back. Nesmax were a big winner there. Got a good pull away, got in front of him, and he actually avoided the contact into that second corner. And from there, he just started opening up his gap. 2.3 seconds currently between him and Quinton, but of course Raptors keeping Quinton honest. And the other Ferrari, KB55, actually there with his teammate. Good start for Ferrari, picking up the positions where the incident went to the second corner. Quinton having his mirrors full of a Ferrari, actually both of him. And then we're back and you also see not Fernando and the Mercedes, not too far off from these three. Can they keep in touch with Nismax, who now goes fast as 145. Raptor going to the outside line. He's definitely putting this horse under pressure. The horse want to get past the rabbit. You see guys, there's a better example, force late on the brakes, but he didn't dive bomb onto the inside. He didn't try to overtake Quinton into that corner while he had more momentum, because there was always going to be contact doing that. He actually went to the outside and used that line, unlike what we saw into that second corner at the start. For those of you watching, still learning, that's actually a good example of how to do it. If you faster than a guy, you outbrake yourself, whatever the case may be, always take it to the outside, not try to dive bomb the guy on the inside, because you can jeopardize both of your races. And of course you can have an upset grid, and of course commentator, because the last thing you want is to see people destroying other people's races. About having fun and allowing everybody their space on the track. But yeah, let me get off my soapbox here and let's get back to the racing. We saw a moment ago Carter Boy was trying to have a look there at Raptor. Raptor had nothing of that. They're still staying in touch with Quinton, not Fernando, also in touch with him. Elsewhere, Muna being followed by Kyle Haldinger. Actually, both Alphas also there. Once again, good turnout tonight. But corner cut weer by Robo GP. He and Wazi running at the back, of course, with that get together. To give everybody an idea of who's on what tyres. Gav Pick playing the long game. He's chasing down Staffy. Also, the two of them had a battle earlier this week in a different league. Didn't go that well, there was a bit of contact there. Let's see if they learn from that, especially Mr. Pig. And Carterboy 45 has disconnected. Will that affect? And there we go, 55's race is affected. That also explains obviously the drop off to his teammate. That will help not Fernando get up to fourth. Because as this car's ghosting, it's going slower. That will pretty much also help Springbok Gamer. Of course, I said it before, unfortunately, so far no luck is hit, but they're definitely going to have to do something to the internet connection. Maybe look at different routers or so. Because unfortunately, that is costing them dearly, those disconnects in the race. Looks like Carterboy 45 shows is retired. 55 is joined, so maybe he can reclaim his car. Springbok Gamer will now pass his Ghost up into 5th. Oh, and Raptor and Quinton were going at it, and Raptor went on the outside, went a bit wide, but looks like he made it stick. Raptor into 2nd place. And the two of them actually did close the gap to Nismax. Actually, there might have been a mistake from Nismax, but the two of them definitely closed down. That gap were at the 3-second mark not too long ago, and now it's hovering below 2 seconds. Raptor now released, so he will chase after Nismax. Oh, Carterboy 45, a big moment. He did manage to reclaim his vehicle. Staffy goes fastest for the moment, 144.7. Carterboy, yeah, reclaimed his vehicle in a big moment, losing positions from 3rd place not too long ago, now all the way down to 8th. It was all started by the disconnect. Oh, in contact there with the Llama. Doesn't look like there was any damage there to Llama's wing. Running in a very quiet 9th at the moment. Boinkies made his way up to 10th now, following these guys. We'll line up, have a look, and of course plan his next move from there on. Nothing wrong with being a bit patient before you strike. Carterboy 55 retired, that is that. Fortunately, so Boinkies gets promoted to 9th. So both Carterboys now also out with Byron, and I also see Wazi is out. Sorry, I actually missed that. Wazi also did not finish. Unfortunately, the car looks like there was some damage. Of course, well, not some, there was definitely damage at the beginning, and that maybe made it worse. And I just didn't recover from there, unfortunately. And Raptor actually closed down Nismax, so to the extent that he actually challenged him in the same place he did with Quinton, and he actually again also made that move stick. Well done, Raptor. Really on a go tonight. 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Kyle. Raptor really pushing that Ferrari to the limits tonight. Of course, Nismax and Quinton sticking with him. They're not going to just let him get away with it. Staffy now into 9th, but 20 seconds behind Boinkies. Of course, that 2nd corner incident involved a couple of cars, and it affected several guys' race. And of course, a couple of guys got lucky on. Gav Picky having a big moment again. Comes as no surprise, unfortunately. Front wing damage, more than just the end plate, but the whole left side of that wing is gone. And then the pig do what the pig do best, and he just decides to go and then retires. He was not even wanting to go back to the pits trying to fight. As I said earlier, this guy's fighting spirit is just not there. His head is not in the game. If you're going to go like that and you then just want to put it into a barrier, what's the point of rocking up? Then rather let someone else who want to drive take your seat and let them enjoy themselves. We're down to 12 riders. 12, only 12. Out of a good 17 who started. And we're only on lap 7. And Carl Haldinger also retired. Of course, given the type of track, we always knew the mortality rate will be high. There's a good possibility of that always happening. But when someone like Gav Peak doing what he did, that was just on purpose. Anyway, speaking of the devil, he decided that he wanted to try his luck at commentary. I just saw him popped into the commentary booth.
I'm here.
He rather decided to put his car into the barriers and then rush his backside to the commentary booth. So, Mr. Peak, welcome.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what to say. I was in the race for a couple of minutes, and then things happen. But yeah, we're up for a good race here.
And then you actually decided to go straight into the barriers. And Wise goes fastest for now, 144.5. Only Staffy on the softs at the moment. Several guys on the other tyres, his Springbok game also pitted, running a hard strategy as well. And Raptor actually pulling away from Nismax and Quinton. 2.2 seconds between Raptor and Nismax. Interesting at the front. So Mr. Piggy, lots of retirements, very high mortality rate tonight. Very tough track this.
No, I think it's a very tough track. The car's a little bit rusty, but it's still good.
I think, yeah, we can also classify you as a bit of a rusty. Unfortunate to miss the first race due to that internet issue. Nice to have you here, even if it's in the commentary booth. Always good to have people can join, but it's been challenging. You can see a lot of lag also on some of the guys' connection, and normally you don't see that type of thing.
Well, thanks, Ace. Just, by invitation, I'm here with you. So, yeah, the racing is going to be fantastic this year. I think so. The guys have been doing it for a couple of years, so the racing is becoming closer.
I see a lot of guys actually picking up pace. I mean, one of the guys I remember when he started out, Raptor, right? He was always running the middle, always battling with the middle guys. Yeah, now taking the fight to the big boys, and he actually having a good race so far. And it's all about just keeping it clean, keep focus, and if you get your concentration, everything that will be. And unfortunately, someone like Wazi was switched on. It's just he was unfortunate. He couldn't do anything about it. He was taken out. Sorry, I'm going to say it. In my mind, he was taken out. He was clearly ran into.
To be honest, we are all very glad we took Wazi out, because if he wasn't taken out, he would have just run away with it.
That sounds like it was a planned thing. And you said
his qualifying time was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's like a 1 second ahead of everybody else.
1:38 for that was insane. Only guy to go into the 1:38, and I actually asked the question at the start: will we be able? And talk about the devil. Welcome, Mr. Clinch.
Hello.
Talk about that insane pro lap, but insane 1:38.8, 1:38.4 and I asked at the start of Q3. Will we see guys going into the 1:38, because in Q1 and Q2 we didn't. And here you go, 1:38. And just for good measure, make it a 1:38 for... Yeah, where did that come from, Was? What's that pace? What did you do? What's the secret for tonight?
No secrets, no practice. I had like 20 minutes before the race started. I had a little bit of practice and it just felt good.
Yeah, and it actually showed good. I mean, Q1 started a bit slower. Looks like a bit of contact there for you and J-Man, but looks like you misunderstood each other. You wanted to go past him. He wanted to get out of the way of you. He didn't realize you're going to go on his inside.
Yeah, no. We both thought the same. Go to the left. But
yeah.
Anyway, no biggie.
No biggie there, but of course you recovered from there, finished first in Q2, and of course that was just the start. Q3, good time. But unfortunately into that second corner, yeah, very unfortunate.
Well, Wazi, there's a hell of a lot of guys that are really, really happy that you're out. I'm one of them.
And yet you're also out. Karma, Mr. Pig.
No, it was my own fault. I had a little bit of a poor start. And then Boinkies took me into the first corner, but he ran wide. I got past him. Nismax jumped us both here.
Nismax had an awesome start because he was staying there with you two.
Yeah, I braked into the second corner and somebody just went straight into me.
Somebody I actually know who did. I actually got it on
leading the race. Which is unheard of. I mean, that's never happened before. And Fernando is leading fourth.
Well, Nismax is still Nismax second, but he's falling back to Raptor. But Quinton is keeping him honest. On the harder tyre, going for the longest stint, but he's right there with Nismax. But this is obviously helping Raptor. Raptor now 4 seconds. As long as Quinton stays behind Nismax, Raptor is happy because that gap keep growing.
Yeah, definitely.
Poink is now in the pits. He decides he's going to go hard tyres. Of course, TNB was his favourite colour scheme bet.
And
But what a tough track to race on.
yeah,
It's
you
not
have
an
to
easy track.
you can't relax really except for the main straight. You have to focus all the way
Exactly,
through.
yeah. All the way through.
Still the 11 drivers in here. So on lap 10, still another another 16 to go. Meant to say 10 out of 26.
Nismak's doing really well. He keeps his battery charged until he gets to the main straight to discharge it.
And then let's go. That's how he counters Quinton, who's right with him. Riding on board here with Quinton. See, DRS gonna pop open now. Gonna try on the inside. Oh, Nismax dives into the pit.
Oh, in the pits.
Yeah, Nismax going to pit. That releases Quinton, who's on the harder tyre. He's definitely gonna go a few laps longer.
Well,
So-
I'm thinking now that you know the run that Nismax is buying, I think he gets it in Qatar. It's a slightly different kind of run that we get here in South Africa.
But that's
Because
good.
look at him driving.
It's good jet
It's really
fuel.
good. I think we should get some of this run.
Yeah, I think it's so too. You can get off Heineken then. Time to go for good stuff. YS, the process, by all means, you can report that to the stewards. Just send us your footage as well. You can do so via WhatsApp or Twitter. Just send us the links and stuff, and of course, we will share it with the stewards to investigate after the race. Thanks for making mention of that.
We have winner now on 6. I mean, he started at the back.
At the back, again, there's conclusive proof that starting at the back is not necessarily a bad thing. Especially a race like tonight with a high mortality rate. Like YS definitely struggling with the back. Not sure that car still, if he's got control of it. That's he mentioned on the stream he got taken out. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for the confirmation. Matt just saying there that
just
he
got
will be in time
confirmation
for the
I got
F2, so we will see Matt a little later. But he did mention in the start of the season he might miss a couple of F1 races, but still join for the F2.
Cool.
Okay, Mr. KB, can you please, if you guys want to fight about this, please do not on the stream chat, and also please refer back to the rules. It's not to be discussed on the chat and stuff. Leave it. If you guys have issues, report it to the stewards and we can look into it. Otherwise, just let it go, please. Raptor now also in the pits. He decided,
A lot of guys pitting now.
Raptor on the hard tyres. Quinton now staying out. But of course, Raptor on the
just lost
fresher boots.
connection.
Quentin did well to
Nismax
keep
now.
up on the odds.
Nismax actually still behind Raptor. Both of them on the hard tyres. Looks like not Fernando put it as well. He's also on the hard tyres now. It's possible. 14 laps to go after this one. 14 laps on that hard tyres. That's possible.
Yeah, no, it will do it. I think the hards will do. We will make it even from lap 8ish.
I think
7 or
that's
8.
pretty much not Fernando and Nismax and Raptor been confirmed. It's just now about keeping it clean. Here we go. YS's car is coasting. There we go. Just saw it as I shot it to Raptor. So he's definitely not in control of that car. That's just AI coasting. Which also that then confirms his comment that he put on the stream there. Oh, and the piggy's got issues there. Big issues.
Yeah, I think internet's catching up. Wait, he's back.
He's trying to get back. Oh.
Yeah, the broken one.
Yeah, the cable that's been cut, just for you guys watching the stream, the cable the pig is referring to is that cable, that wire that runs from his brain to his hands. What his brain tells his hand, it's not working.
No comment.
Of course you won't. Nesmax 2.8 seconds. He did close the gap down to Raptor. with the pit stops and stuff, so gained a bit of time.
It's just Muna passing Fernando.
Yeah, of course,
Having a good little scrap here.
The Muna, of course, is on the softer tyre. He will have to pit again. There's no way those mediums will make it to the end. So not Fernando still in the better position.
Forced to put on his hard tyres because he knocked his wing. I heard that was in a party chat. So he had to stop early, so he had to go for the two-stopper. But doing well.
Doing well, I mean, from where he was, that's awesome. And of course you will be in full support, your teammate.
Yeah, definitely. We're joking about doing the banana split in qualifying. One banana on front and one at the back.
And that's what I said as well when we started. Oh, no,
Oh.
and not Fernando goes in. No. He goes in just too deep and he clips the barrier. That's wing gone. And spin him around. Let's gonna have to wait for the guys to get through.
He's got a... No, there's a car still going.
It looks like it. He didn't show us retired. No, he's not showing us retired. Can he reverse it? He's not moving it. Ah, and then he got disqualified. Sparked in the danger. He stood still too long. And now he's disqualified, and now the AI is taking control, and now it's causing more and more havoc.
Oh dear. that is what you call being castled.
Oh, big time. In the castle corner, they all got castled. And they didn't even drink castle. Oh, and Nismax retired.
Oh no.
Nismax retired.
I can't see where though.
And it was going so well. Quinton pitted, and he actually rejoined in front of Raptor, and he's now on the medium tyre. Gonna be a two-way battle here between Quinton and Raptor for the win. But of course, I still think Raptor might be in the better position, because those harder tyres will be in a better condition towards the end. Not sure those mediums might take Quinton all the way to the end. Possible, but of course it will be quite worn at the end.
I think it will take him to the end. What pace he will have on it is a different story.
That's the other question. So if Vos can just stay with him, there's luck.
Pajama Llama out of nowhere in P4. Good. Boinkies. A little bit, I suppose he also got a little bit caught up in that first lap mayhem in P5.
I must say it's been a while since I saw Castle Corner causing havoc like he did. Because several guys got caught out. Even the pig got caught out in Castle Corner in that practice session. And then I actually made a comment earlier on the stream. Mr. Quinton, Mr. Safwan, he gave the piggy a bit of hard time on the chat earlier because of that. And yeah, in qualifying he actually outbraked himself and he had to run off. And Force also at the moment there, same story. But yeah, Fernando very unlucky, was going very strong there. It just unfortunately went in too deep, clipped the barrier, and that spun him around. And once you spin around, yeah, it's always tough to bring it back.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe if his head cools down a little bit, we can have him in there for a little bit of a chat here in the commentary box.
No, he did get it right, so let's see. Let's see if we can get him before the F2, yeah. Of course, all you guys in here, it's just for now. You will be leaving us shortly to take your F2 places. Still points up for grabs. See if you guys can salvage something.
Get a little bit of revenge.
Salvage a few points. Of course, just to confirm that wires in 8, that is AI, so that pretty much is not a point position, so it's pretty much only from 1 to 7.
Let's see, Muna just put it again. He's on fresh mediums.
So this should take him to the end. Yes. Because he's pretty much there with Quinton, so this will take him to the end.
I think he can still salvage a P4 out of this, if he can get his head down.
Boinkies also managed to bring it back nicely after that mishap with you. Because you two were the unlucky guys, of course. It's almost like someone had a target set on YouTube in the front. Quintanetta goes fastest,
I didn't
144.1.
even see what happened. I don't even know who tapped me.
I do know it's on the stream. We do have that video, and it's like, and from that angle, it looks like it was a solid run into you.
Anyway, got a good little battle between Boinkies, Robot Jeep and Muna brewing.
Robot Jeep is now got DRS. He's gonna have a look at Boinkies on the inside.
Yep, makes it nice and clean. Muna retired. Why?
Oh no, that's both Renaults out, and we're
Oh,
down
dear.
to 6 cars. I think someone is smiling very happily. It's Steph. Steph,
yes.
Steph is getting extra points here with every extra retirement. That will promote him 9 to 6. Yeah, not counting that Mercedes of Wires, we're down to 6 drivers. With 10 more laps to go after this.
I wonder if Pajama Lama can go to the end.
He's on hard, so he will definitely. He and Raptors on the same kind of like strategy, if I can call it that, because they both pitted for hard and they both done like 4 laps.
Okay.
So they set to the end. So Lama can actually get the podium.
I didn't have the tire life on there, sorry man. Long moment.
Scott, just if Kyle does not report it himself, I'm not taking it. You're not there to report things on behalf of another driver.
Obviously I can't see what's on the comments. I'm not on YouTube.
No, he actually started
sounds like
sending
a
me
good thing.
messages and then he spoke on behalf of his brother. But I would prefer that each driver actually lodge his their own complaint.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can't lodge it for someone else, it's got nothing to do with you, it's between those two riders. Robo Jeep goes fastest, 143.9. Finally the lap times started dropping under the 144s.
Quinton starting to pull away from Raptor.
Yeah, but I was just about to say, but it's not going as much as what it started. Because it's almost like stabilized at 2 seconds. Almost like Raptors is playing it sensibly, so reserving his tires and then push towards the end, taking it very deep. Robo Jeep going very deep there. Surely that should bring Boinkies a bit closer. And also another thing, Scott, don't send any footage and stuff unless you are asked to. There was only mention, nothing was officially reported. Once someone reports and you happen to be the person in question, we will contact you to request footage. Hence you guys need to save it, so that the footage is available on request. Is the pig here still with us? He's very quiet.
Don't know. He's in here, but I don't know if he's
Busy falling asleep or something. He better get ready for that F2. Some points to salvage, man. Looks like Raptor did actually close down the gap a bit, yes. He's actually seeing Quinton there. Coming through Castle Corner. Tricky part, most probably the trickiest part of the track. Of course, depending also on the sun, the way the light catches your visor. Oh, there goes the pig.
I think he's having some internet issues.
He's one of the definite victims of that big internet issue, of course, with the cables damaged.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ships having to go out still, of course, we got stranded. Weather were not the best. Had to wait for weather to clear up, so that also adds to the delays. Much as Raptor gained, Quinton now pulling away again. But of course he's on the softer tyre, so that's the faster tyre.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, can you hear
But
now?
Big is back.
Oh, okay.
Internet
Yeah.
issues, Gav.
Yeah, I got that cable cutting thing is really, really killing me.
Okay, that's getting old now, just like you.
But you guys can hear me now?
Yeah, no, can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, the wear rate on the mediums are also higher compared to the harder tyre. So don't count out Raptor yet. I definitely believe any one of these two can still win it. Oh no. Boinkies obviously just keeping it steady in fifth. 4 seconds of Robo Jeep. Staffy good 38 seconds behind him. Because why is that's just the car ghosting. Hence the big the difference in time, of course, if you look at the gap between him and Staff.
Yeah.
I mean, Staff is almost a lap ahead of him. That will never happen. Not if Wise was in control of his car. Oof. And I'm not taking anything away from Staff, it's just that because Wise got the pace, you won't just lap him. But yeah, 2019, some of the guys from 18 to 19, not as fast as they used to. Some of the guys got some unbelievable pace from nowhere. And some guys are just getting faster and faster and faster. Good comeback from Quinton, missed the opening race last week. What a way to return to it. Because took a full advantage, him and Raptor of course at the start, which actually caused Boinkies and Wazzy. So yeah, but that's what it is. If you have the opportunities, you still need to make use of it. It's pointless it's presented to you and you don't use it. On Robert,
Yeah,
you're going to have a go
definitely.
with Lama, wow, he chased down Lama in like no time. No, it was 6 seconds not too long ago. Well,
Well,
Lama
they're battling
countered.
Loma, not letting it go.
Can he have a bit of line and a cut back at him?
Definitely. Bit not giving up on this one.
Definitely not. Just on a slower tyre, but yeah, hopefully he's got more life in it still at the end. It's pretty much like Force Quinton situations. The one in front is on the medium and 2 laps newer tyres. Robo Jeep still 35 seconds behind Raptor. Surely he won't close that gap.
No, I think it's a little bit far. It's only
Unless
6
some
laps,
mistake
5
in
laps
front.
to go.
Because Raptor actually did
6 laps
close.
left.
Raptor closed in on Quinton again.
Yeah.
We know it for 2 seconds.
Who's
It
leading?
was still Quinton. But Raptor did close him down. He's now still back in that 2-second range. It was at 3 seconds not too long ago.
I think he must deploy his ERS and try getting to that 1 second.
Maybe this
In
is
the
where
DRS zone.
this is where Raptor maybe decided now you have to go for it. Because if he can get into DRS range, because it looks like he's got the pace on that start-finish line, and with the DRS, surely he will make a move. A good couple of passes in the last couple of laps in that section we saw.
Quinton is stronger in the middle sector.
Definitely. I was just about to say, in this more twisty part of the track, those medium tyres actually come into play.
Yeah, for losing a half a second in that sector.
The nerves is obviously there, both of them feeling it. So they both can still win it, of course, so there's nerves. Of course, for Carter boys being like the good old honeymoon thingy-majings we all know about. In, out, in, out, in, out. The Raptor just closed it down a bit, but Quentin definitely got a better time on that previous lap. 2.1 when we came down here, previous lap it was 1.92ish. Can Raptor keep it?
There's going to be a showdown between me and Wazzy. Somewhere on the line, we're going to have a showdown.
But not in the near future, not until you get your head out of your backside and get focused again.
What? No, I cannot bet him. He's too quick.
Nah.
Oh, well, both of you've
always
got
keep
some
racing,
good pace. Yes, both of you had some good battles in the past, and of course, for those of you watching,
But that's how TNB is about. It's about, you know, we need some levels to be placed there.
Of course, for those of you who's new to the stream, who don't know the history, of course, both Wazzy and the Pig are previous champions, so it's not that they cannot race, they can definitely race, I promise you. And I mean, if you look at the lap time Wazzy posted for pole, he definitely got the pace as well. And Pig is not that slow either. The only problem with Pig is his head is not in the right place at the moment.
Ice is way too calm. The racing level in TNB is really good. You can see tonight, it's really good. The guys actually know what they want. And this is what we want.
Raptor actually now, coming out of that last section, it's down to 1.8. Can he actually capitalize on it now? Now really, because I've been 4 laps after this. Yeah, 4 laps to go. Can he actually get closer in this 4 laps? Quentin looks like now actually at the back of that ghosting. It's a ghosting Mercedes. Yeah, that's Wise's car, definitely. Yeah. Sorry, for a moment I thought Williams, no, but Wise is Mercedes, so that's Wise's car ghosting still. Foss now will also come in on that ghosting Merc.
Yeah, he's saving ERS, that's what he's trying to do. He went with no ERS down that second straight.
Yeah, of course, that actually confirms also why from 1.8 all of a sudden it's back to 2.2. ERS, of course, make a big difference.
The only thing I can't see fuel levels can also be an issue.
That's it. You don't know who's on saving and who's pushing.
Yeah, me too. I can't see shit.
Just to give you an idea what we're talking about, ERS wise.
Yeah, I do apologize for my language, but
actually at the moment Raptor's got the more ERS.
Yeah, he's been saving it this lap. Way more.
Continue using his.
What? I hear a legal word.
New. Let's see what keeping it in here. Raptor actually used a lot of the ERS now as well, but Quantinator is running low on ERS as well. It's only like 18% in that battery at the moment. Well, 2 laps after this, I don't think he's going to care much. He's just want to keep that car in front, because that's the place to be. One thing to catch him, it will be another to pass him, and if you're in front, you're in the right place. But Force definitely doing better on the ERS at the moment. But to what point do you save? Because you need to start pushing if you want to make a move.
Yeah, he should, well, in my opinion, he saves everything during the lap and he uses basically everything on the main straight. He should deploy a little bit here and there, like in the second straight.
Correct, especially there in the slower part of the track.
And then coming out of this castle section also, this little, well, it's not a straight, but it is a straight, it's flat out.
Of course, your ERS is also more effective on the slower speed, so if you come out of your slower corners, that's the perfect place to use it. You don't really need it
Exactly,
as
to
much on
accelerate
the...
quickly.
Yes, you don't want it really as much on the straight. Of course, and a huge straight will be here at Baku, of course. And there, as we say, Quinton managed to open it up a bit again. As Force is in energy mode, he's giving it all. Yeah, already, he could have already turned it down a bit, try saving again. Again, as I
Yeah.
said, where he's doing it. But he should deploy some of it there, especially in that slower corners, like you say. And
Well,
that's
like
actually what helped, what went well for Quinton, and he actually made it work.
Yeah, the difference in that, kept the eye on that top speed. The top speed was only 4 kilometers per hour difference. He was sitting 324 and Quinton was on 320, so.
Oh, yeah, whoa, I see Staff is on AI. Staff AI, why? To take a break to come talk nonsense here on the stream, Staff, what happened?
No, maybe he's just ghosting because they're lapping him, isn't it?
That can also be why it's showing AI, but I'm not sure about the lobby settings. That's actually a good point there.
Yeah, I think he's back now. I think if that option
Yeah,
where
okay.
a blue
No,
flag
it's
for the car,
probably
it ghosts,
correct, yeah, because
which
that's
is a
something
very
that
good
was
thing.
recently introduced in F1. Looks like that was the setting. No,
Yeah,
I think Quinton has done enough. Gap at 2.8, last lap coming up. Unless something goes wrong, I don't want to curse them here, but that should be it. Your top 3 pretty much confirmed. Well, top 4, 5, 6 now. I don't think any position changing now unless something serious happens.
yeah.
I think McLaren very proud of Staffy at the moment.
Does anybody expect you to say something?
Nah, not really.
Okay, well, then
Net
that silence is
wanneer,
justified.
net wanneer, Gabby. Boinkies went to the pit.
Soft.
Probably obviously trying to
For
get
the
fastest
fastest lap, get that extra point, yeah. Clever move. So he had enough of a gap, put on the softer tires and then give it its all. Get that extra point, very
Maar stuur
clever.
my 'n invite. Ja, dit klink bietjie weird. Maar
Wazi will sort you out because you guys will be getting ready
ek het nog
shortly.
steeds 'n invite nodig.
Ja, Wazi's op je instuur. Chillax.
Ek was uit gewees.
Jy's uit full stop, jy's uit dit uit.
Like completely full stock. Ek dit ook uit.
Let's see if he gets it.
Here we go into the final sequence of corners. Raptor closed the gap again, but it's not enough. Here we go. Boinkies 141.9.
Wat het jy my gestuur? Nou net.
Nee, gaan hom nou stuur.
Stuur
Raptor
die
closing
moment jy hom
more.
stuur. Kom ek kyk gou hoe lank vat dit om by my uit te kom.
Now,
Ek sê vir
Quinton
Cesar
doing
by
the
my lank.
magic. Quinton keeping it together. Yeah, and there we go. Raptor just out of the arrest. Definitely Quinton done enough. Well done, soft one Quinton. Raptor comes back in second. RoboJeep will, well, okay, 44 seconds still off, so we will wait a little bit longer. Coming back in third place to complete the podium. With Pajama Lama on a solid fourth. Picked up a lot of places with earlier incidents. Boinkies kept it steady there. He will bring it back in fifth. Staffy showing his finish as well. Boinkies, of course, clever enough presence, or it just shows you the presence of mind. Put on the softs just to get the fastest lap to get that extra point.
Good rides by the judge. Gav, I'll send you invite when we're back in the lobby. I can't from here, it looks like.
Okay, it's in ieder geval te laat nou.
Just gonna shuffle the lobby just now, Gav, chillax.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure if Springbok was disqualified with that incident where Fernando got disqualified, Steph. Because Fernando spun around in Castle Corner and he stood still for the guys to pass. Because the AI picked up that he stood still too long and of course disqualified him. And Springbok Gamer was actually right there by him, and I think he was the biggest loser in that incident.
No, well, that was never what happened.
There we go,
It was
guys
just
coming out.
absolute chaos in the, in the beginning. There was
Okay.
nobody knowing what's going
Okay,
on.
Mr. Peak, we will not talk about the beginning, but thank you for that. There we go, both Haas on the podium. Haas will be very happy tonight. Both drivers rocking up tonight after missing the first race, and both of them finishing on the podium. Of course, one is a bit lucky to be on the podium after that second corner incident into with Wazi. Well done, Mr. Raptor, standing in for Ferrari. Was keeping RZDV's seat hot and, of course, getting some points in the process. There we go, just confirmation
But
of
it's
how
great
everybody
because
finished.
all the real fast guys that actually racing nowadays are coming to the fore.
So
You've got Frick doing the
so we got your race winner,
We've got
Quinton.
Raptor
We got
doing this.
Raptor 2, and we got RoboJeep in third with Lama in fourth, Boinkies fifth, and Staffy in sixth. YS, unfortunately, that will not count. That car's been ghosting for quite a number of laps. Pretty much everybody from 8 down, unfortunately, did not finish, disqualified or retirement. Of course, just a reminder for you guys, there's going to be a slight pause in the stream. Just bear with us. Just a moment of silence, just getting the lobby set up so we can get the F2 started. So we'll be back shortly.
How's your arm feeling?
Oh, it's nothing. I spoke to the doctor. Merrill, so
The stream is not stopped, there's just no pic. Go back to the lobby, leave a party, go race. That's it, gents. Thank you so much for joining us. So it's time for you guys to go see if you can get some points. Good luck, Mr. Peak. Get some points.
I know what it's like. Me and Clay had a few humdingers.
Yeah, no, you need to go leave a party, get back into your lobby.
We are, but it doesn't mean we haven't almost got a clip a few times.
how did you do patch things up, if I might ask?
Well,
And somehow I can think about Staffy.
he bought
Dumbass.
a Remington 270 with another
Just joking.
And
What, Steph? Safety car? Did I miss something? But yeah, good race. Well done, Voss. Well done. Good, Quinton. Just waiting for everybody to just quickly ready up so we can get F2 going. Ah, that safety car, Raptor. Right, we're almost ready to go. We're just waiting. Everybody's in. About to start F2. We will see the pictures appearing very shortly. And we are back, and as I say, we are back. Raptor left the session. And a good couple of guys MIA with the F2 race. Welcome ILRG Matt who joined. And see, no Muna. No, it's Carboy 55, no 45, so a couple of guys actually not making the F2 race. Staff, make it count. Make up for last week. Wonder if Foss Raptor will be able to rejoin. But if everybody ready up, of course, race strategy, all of that stuff. Just a reminder, there is no qualifying in F2. It's reverse grid order from the F2 or F1 race. But there is a formation lap. I hope we don't have a problem with the lobby. Waiting for players, somebody's hanging. Here we go, looks like we're getting somewhere. Just waiting for the Springbok Gamer. Okay, not sure if there's an issue on Springbok Gamer's side, but everyone else pretty much is ready. Oh boy, this doesn't look good.
Why her?
You want to discuss this now? Middle of afternoon.
Yeah, I know it's probably not true, but why her? I mean, you meet lots of women. You're always at lunches and meetings, so why her? I mean, was it just that she was pretty?
I think she was pretty. She was quite hideous, actually. I don't know. I mean, the elephant man was this
I googled her. Yeah,
And
I just put the loose legal
Raptor's internet gave him more time. That's why we left. That's why we lost Raptor just as we got into this session. Unfortunately.
what's she like?
Okay, looks like Raptor managed to rejoin, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to
It's probably like,
take part in the race. I have to wait and see.
going to a spa. Very calm, cool, laid back, nobody nagging you or testing.
Oh boy. Here we go. Looks like this lobby will be restarted, so just bear with us a little bit longer again. We'll be back shortly.
You know, I was